dear. Another pointless video. Yes. The child molester, to be serious. Oh, did I call her a child molester? No, I've never said to be serious was a child molester. Yeah, excessively anal fixated. Yeah, but she's not a child molester. I've said it like hundreds. I've said it, no doubt I have said she's not a pedophile. So don't anybody get the misimpression. Just because she lies about a grandfather who was Jewish in a conversation about the Holocaust doesn't mean she's a pedophile or a child molester. Alright? Just because she's a liar and anally fixated. That doesn't mean she's a pedophile or a child molester. And I've always said she's not, probably, maybe, possibly not, most definitely maybe, not a child molester. So don't anybody think that I'm implying anything by saying clearly I don't think to be serious is a child molester. I mean, I don't think she's actually been convicted of child molesting. You know, so don't get any misimpression by me saying emphatically that I personally don't think so, that she's ever been convicted of child molesting. I'm not implying anything except I'm being really clear that I personally don't think she's ever been convicted in her own home country of child molesting. I'm pretty sure of that. Almost definitely, and I'm saying it quite not certain, but really close to almost definitely not. She's definitely, maybe, possibly not a child molester. Well, you know, in the town she lives in, they usually molest outside of that. But that's, I'm sure that just the fact that she's only not been convicted in the town she lives in probably does mean that she hasn't been convicted outside of that town too. Probably. She's not a child molester there either. Possibly, maybe, most likely. But I'm not implying anything by making this video about her child molesting. Because I don't think she's been convicted of child molesting. So I just want to make that clear. She is a liar, okay? And she is, like, no doubt she, is, she's probably going around sniffing kids' butts all day, saying, do you have a little anal problem? You got a little plug in your butt? She's probably doing that all day. Maybe that's what she's doing. I mean, that's free country and all. Well, except, kids' behinds aren't free. You can't, I mean, it's not her fault. She's just, it doesn't really matter. I'm not making any insinuations about her child molesting. Because she's not a child molester. I'm almost positive she's not a child molester. Okay, so anyway, let's get to some of this fun. Overconfident bias. So let's understand this perverse reversal here. I make a video saying, hey, you know what? Some of this stuff doesn't really make sense to me, and I really don't believe it. You can believe whatever the fuck you want. I'm not selling an idea here. I don't want to argue the subject because I think it'd be really stupid, because how do I win? Let's say I win the argument, and I demonstrate how, well, you've assumed a lot of things and presumed a lot of things, and you kind of overdid it. And I prove it. How do I win? Oh, yeah, that's right, I don't win. I get fucking assassinated by the JDL or something. I mean, fuck you. I don't want this argument. I don't want this fight. I'm not even that... I'm confident in the sense that it makes no logical continuity. There's just no logical continuity to this. Let's just make it up over a 50-year period. Yes, so there's huge plot flaws in this movie script they've written. And that's as far as I want to argue it. You want to believe it, you go ahead and believe it. It's like God. You think there's enough evidence? Go ahead and believe it, crazy person. Okay? But I'm not going to believe it until I see something real. And the evidence that exists, obviously, isn't fucking real. Because it's all been made up. I remember, she actually made a video saying, are you calling my grandfather a liar? She said that shit. Yeah, the argument from the non-existent Jewish grandfather. She made that argument. And she's going to talk about credibility of evidence. I mean, you see the irony of somebody preaching to me about the credibility of evidence when they couldn't even resist lying in a YouTube video? They couldn't resist lying in a YouTube video, and yet they're going to talk about the credibility of this highly charged political evidence. And I'm doing the horrible thing of just saying, hey, me personally, hey, I think a lot of this stuff is fucked up. This evidence kind of sucks. And I'm just giving you my fair advice. If you go out and argue this stuff seriously, I think you're going to have a hard time. Because number one, you suck at arguing. And yeah, I think they're going to eat you up. Okay, I think they're going to grind you into a little pulp. So if you want to argue the Holocaust, though, why don't you go to one of those places that they say, I'm a Holocaust denier? You can find them on YouTube. I haven't done a search. I've never put Holocaust denier into the search bar. Because guess what? I don't give a fuck. But if you want to have a fight with them, why don't you put Holocaust denier in the goddamn search bar? And go find yourself some Holocaust deniers to argue with, you stupid cunt. Because I'm not interested in the argument. I've only said it every single time I made a video on this subject. I don't want to talk about it. But I'm not going to have you assholes keep throwing your aspersions at me, you fucking pedophile bitch. I mean, I'm sure she's not a child molester. Right? Let's just make it clear, though. I mean, I've never asserted that she was a child molester, and I've often, possibly sometimes, I have said that she's not a child molester. So let's just be clear on that. She doesn't molest children's anuses. Well, there's, I mean, I guess it depends on what you call an anus, Well, never mind. She's not a child. I'm almost certain she's not a child molester. Convicted. So let's just play the end of this where she's being her arrogant, obnoxious, fucking bitch self. Overconfidence bias.
Maybe we should all be talking about that and the fact that we may think we have all the answers. We may think we know everything about a certain situation. But unless we've actually done a lot of reading and a lot of thinking.
A lot of reading. Again, the sources are what you're going to argue. You're going to have an argument from sources. And you're going to call that some kind of sensible argument. No, I'm afraid what the argument has to be is persuasive. Okay, and all the sources in the world, and all the Humpty Dumptys, and all the child molesters in jail, you can get their testimony from now to forever, and it doesn't mean anything if their argument is still going to be made out of, well, if you take the reconstruction, the documents from the liars, we don't trust them when they're said this, but we do trust them when they're talking about that. So yeah, if you take their testimony, because it corroborates their testimony, and even though 58 people lied about seeing Ivan the Terrible buying a fucking what do you call those frozen ice drinks? A slushie at 7-Eleven. Well, let's just ignore that because the one guy was probably right. I mean, 58 of them, one of them was probably right, so it probably was Ivan the Terrible who was in fucking 7-Eleven buying a fucking slushie. It was probably him, even though it was, 58 different 7-Elevens and 58 different slushies and 58 different Ivan the Terribles, but one of them was probably, maybe, possibly. I mean, only 47 of the people were confused idiots and morons, and one of them probably was right. I mean, there's no reason to assume they're all assholes. I mean, just as there's no reason to assume, because to be serious has never been convicted, that she's not a child molester, but I'm sure she's never been a child molester. Possibly, maybe, probably. I'm fairly certainly confident, maybe.
And even a lot of talking to the experts.
The experts. Oh, the experts. Another great word. The genocidalscholars.org. Yeah, I'm sure they let anybody into that organization. The experts. What the fuck is an expert? Frightening bullshit. Is the expert like the guy who was running one of those, I mean, there's a ton of little bits of stuff, but, I've seen one of those videos, right? I've seen one Holocaust denier video. And it is kind of glaring, and you just get pissed off. You're just saying, God damn it, motherfucker. You're running this Holocaust museum. You got a guy who shows up, who's obnoxious to the some of the story. And then right in front of his face, right on the fucking camera, your own goddamn people tell preposterous lies. And you get caught, and all you do is go, well, we did reconstruct it just the way it was. Probably, maybe. We can say it's the original because it's originally just like the one that might have been there if we had the original. I mean, you don't see how that it taints. There's taint all the fuck over this fucking bullshit. You can't smell the taint. And you're going to fucking judge me because I say, oh, wait a minute, there's a little too much taint on this. All right? You can believe whichever you want to believe, but God damn it, how come the story changed throughout the first 25 years of my life? The story kept changing every 2 years. How the fuck come? Oh, that's right, because they had an agenda.
Then we aren't really expert enough to be.
Well, you apparently are expert enough. You're telling us that you're telling me I can't doubt. You're saying it out loud. You're saying it aggressively. You're saying it obnoxiously, you fucking pedophile. No, I did not call her a pedophile. I meant anal retentive obsessive. Okay, she's an anal retentive obsessive, not a pedophile. I've never said she was a pedophile except when I said she was a pedophile just a few minutes ago. But that was a mistake because she's really just an anal retentive obsessive. Or an obsessive anal retentive. But it doesn't matter. I didn't say she was a pedophile on purpose. It was an accident. I wasn't lying that... Well, I certainly wasn't as preposterous a lie as my... Dude, calling my grandfather a liar? Yeah, it certainly wasn't as preposterous a lie as that. But, I mean, can't you smell your own bullshit here? You're telling people they must believe. Or else I'm going to imply that you're wrong. I mean, that's kind of pussy shit, bitch. And they don't want to sit there and have this argument with you. You're picking the fight. I'm saying it as aggressively and as loudly as I possibly can. I don't want to argue this, bitch. Okay, go find somebody else to put your goddamn "he's not a Holocaust denier" label on. Okay, I'm not interested in your labels. I'm not interested in this stupid fucking conversation. Go have it with somebody who's interested in having the fucking conversation. I'm saying I don't like this evidence, period. I'm entitled to say that. I don't think your goddamn proof is good enough. Fuck you. That's all I'm saying. Leave me the fuck out of this bullshit, you fucking lunatic.
Telling other people what they should believe about you.
Yeah, exactly. Where did I do that? Where the fuck did I make a video telling people what they should believe? Where? Prove that. Quote me where I told them what they should fucking believe. Fuck you, bitch. Maybe she is a pedophile.
We just aren't. And I also think, that why don't we talk about what causes genocide?
Yeah, right, I did that, okay? And it's ignored, right? Because that doesn't matter to people, okay? The segregation doesn't matter. Sewing little stars of David on the little kitties and making them segregated from society, that doesn't matter. And that's not a problem of Adolf Hitler, is it? Was that Adolf Hitler who did that? Did Adolf Hitler personally go up to all the Jews and put little stars of David on them? Did he sit there in the communities and watch them get segregated into the goddamn slums? No, the motherfucking German people did that. Fucking goddamn regular people did that. So it's not about fucking Hitler and Mussolini and, the whole clan of lunatics. It happened right there on the fucking streets. The average human being allowed themselves to grind people up in their fundamentalism and their silly, stupid hate and their stupid rainbow idea that, well, if we cleanse ourselves of these evil money whores, everything will be all right. And it was a fucking lie, and it was nonsense, and it was stupid, and the German fucking people should have figured that out. They saw it happening right on the street, and they did it. They put up with it. They allowed it. I mean, yeah, that might be something to ridicule. Instead of fucking focusing on goddamn Adolf Hitler, you ought to focus on Joe Jerkball, who sat on the street there and watched his neighbor get pulled out of his house and thrown into a slum because he was ethnically, and he wouldn't because he wouldn't swear I'm no longer Jewish.
Instead of making it all about one person. And
well, you've just done that again, bitch. You put my name in the goddamn title to play the same motherfucking cunt game all over again. I don't want to have this conversation. You fuckers drag it back up, and then you pretend you have an excuse to drag it back up some more. Well, I don't think you have any goddamn excuse. I don't think you have any goddamn excuse to force me to have an argument with you about the fucking credibility of the 4 million gassed Jews theory. I don't want to argue it. Go find somebody who does. Jerk.
The mistaken ideas that person has. And I do think that Amendum is seriously mistaken.
Yeah, well, I think you're seriously fucking stupid. How's that? Yeah, seriously fucking stupid. You're a preposterous hypocrite to be talking to me about what you think good evidence is when you sat here on the YouTubes and lied through your fucking teeth about the evidence. I mean, you can't see how you are totally incredible on this subject. You sat here and got into an argument about the Holocaust and used the argument from, "Are you calling my grandfather a liar?" That's what you did. Yeah, because what? Your grandfather wasn't there and was eating cashews at the time. Fuck you.
And some of the assertions that he makes, very...
Yeah, the assertion that I'm not personally convinced. There's my assertion. I'm not personally convinced. I see some incongruity. It doesn't make much sense to me. It doesn't logically fit. Nazi very clever over here, Nazi incredibly stupid over here. Somewhere these two things don't fit together.
Seriously mistaken. And it doesn't matter about a lot of topics, but it matters about things like genocide.
Well, whatever. If you're going to put all your eggs in this basket, well, then you're going to sink like a fucking rock. Because guess what? There's not going to be any fucking agreement. There's not going to be any fucking resolution. You're not going to win this fucking argument. You ought to just let it the fuck goddamn go. And if you're all going to get all hysterical, but somebody once in a while raises their hand and says, well, that doesn't exactly sound right to me, then you are in big motherfucking trouble.
It matters when you want to make blanket statements and you haven't done your research.
Oh, whatever. Again, that's your accusation, bitch. Have you done your research? These are the only two websites you posted to. Did you post to any of the Holocaust deniers? Have you taken their evidence and explained why it's all bullshit and all why they're full of shit? No, I haven't seen you do any of that. So, what? Hello? I haven't seen you argue the argument they're making. So go find a Holocaust denier, get yourself into a good argument, and as I stated before, I think you're probably going to lose. Not just because you suck at arguing, but because the evidence is sucky. That's just the way it is. It's just kind of sucky. Okay? When you're telling the story of the 4 million people, deliberately and willfully killed, murdered, and all you got is a shower head as the photograph, that's called fucking lame. I mean, fuck. That's like colossally goddamn lame. And that was what was in my history book when I was 10 years old.
I know this is going to be controversial, and I'm going to do what I always do because everybody's going to come out of the woodwork, I'm afraid.
Well, what the fuck, bitch? I mean, really, why are you stepping in this shit again? And why are you stepping into this shit again with my goddamn name as if I'm the fucking icon for this goddamn subject? I'm not. I made a video telling somebody else, don't talk about this subject, you're going to get fucking slaughtered. And that was the joke, is once I made the video, instead of people slaughtering virtual Holocaust, remember that's who it was, virtual Holocaust? He's still alive. I was amazed. I thought he would sink, because of his density, his mere mass, that he would have just been sucked in by the molten core of the earth, and turned into like aluminum or something. But he's still out there. Anyway, yeah, and so I made a video saying, you can't do this, you stupid idiot, you're going to get creamed. But I was stupid enough to basically, by doing that, walk right in front of him, so now all the shit got thrown at me. And I had to sit there and somehow defend my I'm not convinced stance. Oh, fuck you, you're not allowed to not be convinced. We're going to hit you with 2x4s of Holocaust denier until you say you're convinced. It's just like child molesters' behavior. Oh, I didn't say she was a child molester, like I said. I mean, whether or not she's a pedophile, well, we don't. Okay, I don't. Well, who knows? I'm not convinced. Or unconvinced. But we know, pretty sure, almost certainly, she's not a convicted child molester.
You don't allow ratings on these. And I won't allow ratings on this because it's hopeless. And
oh, whatever. Let's just lament, a little whiny lament about the YouTube's insufficient tools.
You can comment. You can say anything you want in the comment section.
Oh, great. Super. Isn't that swell? Fantastic. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm sure people are going to say wonderful things, and it's going to be so much goddamn fucking fun.
and that's fine. But, you know, let's just get over pointing the finger at other people.
Yes, and start sticking our fingers in the anuses of little children. You heard her say that, right? Did she say that? I'm pretty sure that's what she said, right? I could replay it, but I'm pretty sure she said, let's quit pointing our fingers at other people and get our fingers to doing something productive, which is shoving them right up those children's anuses. You know, because we have to see if they got some blockages and stuff, because, you know, it's important. Kids, you know, they get blockages in their anus.
And try to realize that we have our own overconfidence biases.
Oh, yes, we're all the same. We all don't know what we're talking about. We all can't figure out where we are, what planet we're on. We don't know what free is. We don't know what frogs are. We don't know what evolution is. No, evolution's a mysteriously, Darwin was a moron. Darwin was retarded. Darwin was a child molester. Blah, 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 blah. Fuck you, bitch. I'm not you. I'm not a stupid idiot who says things, who makes arguments, I classify my arguments. Some of my arguments are, I don't really buy that. And some of my arguments are, this is the truth, and I'd invest my goddamn nuts in it.
That is to shut up and...
Yeah, why don't you do that? Shut the fuck up. Yeah, research. What the fuck? Again, this is just so fucking idiotic. I mean, as a Christian, Christians could just say to you, well, you haven't done your Christian scholarship, Miss 2B fucking pedophile. Why don't you open a book, bitch? Okay, God said so. It's right in the fucking book. Stupid.
You guys take care.
Yeah, fuck you. Take care.
All right.
You fucking goddamn anal retentive, obsessive, lunatic, crazy, crack whore bitch. Oh, fuck. Fuck. So again, let's just be clear. This is somebody telling me I have to trust her authorities. And she made a public YouTube video saying, are you calling my grandfather a liar? Implying that her grandfather was Jewish, and he's not. That he was a Holocaust survivor, and he's not. Now, that is like the... What is that like? That is like the vole calling the slug... low life. Yeah, there we go. Okay, good enough. Fuck. Look at these Chabeach, heavy traffic ahead. Yeah, it's just fucking drunken fat Chabeach. Same old crapheads outside in Mendham. Oh yeah, you're brilliant. Yeah, steal somebody else's name. This thing's probably got comments. They'll just talk to each other for 50. Yeah, Chabeach is posting as both people. Chabeach and heavy traffic ahead. That's really cool. Okay, here we go. Hitler was like Abraham Lincoln. When did I say that? Along with all the other incidents of using ethnic slurs, it's plain he's a bigot. It's some deep-rooted shit, too. In each incident, I actually gave him the benefit of the doubt, but collectively it's quite clear he's a bigot. Oh, so he is calling me a pedophile. Well, I'll call Chabeach a pedophile and a fucking child molester. It's fucking goddamn obvious. That's why he's drinking. It's because he's got abuser and molester's remorse. No doubt about it. That's why, you find a fat drunk, and yeah, it's molesters from a remorse. No doubt about it. It's just so fucking obvious. Fucking goddamn pedophile, child molesting, fucking goddamn evil bastard. So anyway, enough said. Fuck you people with to be seriouses. Yo, evil naggy finger.